Hello everyone and welcome to Club Reaction to Rangers 4 St Mirren 0, a much more enjoyable and more positive podcast than I thought I was going to bring you. I'm going to be completely honest. Rangers, especially in the second half, decided to show up a wee bit. We've seen a lot of rotation of players, we've seen a few knocks, and we've seen a Kemar Roofe hat-trick and a wonder goal from Joe Aribo to see us get out of Paisley with a convincing three points. I'm your host, Scott Carney. I'm in the back of a car, in front of the car. Aye, Pearson? Aye, how are you?
Very well. Aye, it was at the end. It was an enjoyable 4-0 win for Rangers. Should have been more, to be honest. I think we should have won by about 6, 7, possibly 8 goals today. The second half missed a few sitters, but aye, I nearly got the team right, Carney, as well. Because when Steve Davis came on, I did have the correct team at one point. So, aye,
yeah. A very good performance. I say the team was maybe shocked a few. Initially it started with, and forgive me if I get this wrong, we've seen a lot of changes today. It was McGregor, Barisic, Helander, Goldson, Tavernier, Lundstrom, Ramsey, Aribo, Kent, Roofe and Sakala. A few shocks in that. Maybe there was no Bassey on the bench, there was no Ryan Jack on the bench. Maybe just been saved for Thursday night. However, I think Rangers got off to the best possible start. Again, it was not the first time we've said that, with a Kemar Roofe header after a great ball from Goldson to get Tav in down the right hand side. Great ball from Tav, it goes right through to Kent. Kent gets it back in and Roofe's there to put it away. Rangers started really well, and then from about that goal until we scored the second, there was nothing, absolutely nothing. So I was nearly fully positive on the podcast, but we weren't good enough in that first half, and the crowd were obviously getting a wee bit frustrated with it as well. Up until we did score the second, there was not much happening in that first half, apart from the goal.
Yeah, good goal for Rangers after 2 minutes, like you say. Kemar Roofe, they're all good strikers are, puts in the back of the net, good ball in for Kent. But after that, from there to the second goal, like you said, it was we just fell into that, what we've been watching all the last couple of weeks, to be honest, side to side, weren't really doing much. St Mirren had a couple of flurries, but I don't think McGregor really had anything to save. That was the other end of the park from where we were, but it went flat, to be honest, and it had a feel of just the same old crap we've been watching, to be honest, just before that goal at half time.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually came to the game today just because Ali needed somebody to chaperone him, just to make sure he got back safe. Everybody's fine, thank you for your concern. He's absolutely great. But yeah, it wasn't a very good first half at all. Far too many players were hiding. Joe Aribo in particular, for me, I just found that he was running away from the ball quite a lot. He kept turning his back, and yeah, just not enough. It was laboured, it was hard to watch, it really was, and I'm not the only one. The people round about us were all kind of saying the same thing. It was not great, but we then, well, just before that, Ramsey hits the bar. He probably should score. Again, when we decide to actually try and penetrate and play forward passes, something actually happens, which is how football works. It's not difficult to do, and then then we make it 2. Kemar Roofe gets his second with another header. Great ball from Tav again, and a great finish by Kemar Roofe. And we said at half time, Ali, maybe not flattered, the St Mirren didn't do very much, but we probably weren't that good for a 2-0 lead at half time.
No, from what we've witnessed recently, and to be 2-0 up, it probably did flatter us to an extent. I know we had a lot of the ball without really doing anything with it, to be honest, but it was, he'd be 2-0 up. I mean, Ramsey should have scored a couple of minutes before it when he hit the bar. I thought, just on Ramsey a wee bit, I thought he was, I know Ryan says he's not up to speed.
He showed flashes.
It flashes, but again, I don't think he was good enough today. But yeah, again, you could say that about a lot in the first half. Joe Aribo wasn't great. Sakala looked lost out in the wing at times, but there wasn't many pass marks in the first half. But at the end of the day, we were 2-0 up at half time, and I'll take that, to be honest.
You will take it. A big concern was that Helander went down, and it looks like it's quite a bad one. He had to be helped off the park, and John Lundstrom as well. He got took off. Lundstrom went off on his own without assistance, basically, so I'm hoping that's more precaution than it is anything else, because he's going to be crucial for Thursday night, that is for sure. But that's seen Steve Davis coming back in, and actually seen Leon King coming on. I reckon it was we couldn't take the risk with Balogun possibly getting injured as well, and you can't really blame the pitch or anything for it. It was just a wee bit of an unfortunate tackle. St Mirren's pitch was actually looking pretty decent today, to be honest, but yeah, that was a real concern around the first half, that we've had to take off Helander and Lundstrom. Into the second half, and Rangers were excellent. I mean, excellent, maybe a wee bit far, but compared to what we've watched recently, it was excellent. So many players all of a sudden decided to show up. Joe Aribo, Borna Barisic was tremendous up and down that left hand side. Davis as well just controlled it. Scott Wright came on as well for Ryan Kent, and Sands came on for Aaron Ramsey. And yeah, Scott Wright I thought looked really positive, not scared to get the ball and just run at the St Mirren defence, and we made it 3 with Kemar Roofe getting his hat-trick, and Rangers were dominating. Ali, it was almost a night and day from the first half.
Yeah, Rangers were very good the second half. Probably the best I've seen them in a long time, to be honest, because we haven't been saying they've been great recently. But it was a lot of players. Joe Aribo just suddenly appeared in the second half. I don't know what happened to Joe Aribo. We had his twin brother in the first half, but he appeared in the second half. Was really good, Joe Aribo. I thought, like you say, Barisic. I thought he was outstanding in the second half, and possibly he's put himself in contention for Thursday night, possibly. Yeah, lots of positives. Scott Wright coming on I thought was good. Kemar Roofe getting a hat-trick, which will do him wonders at the moment. Positives all over the park, to be honest, in that second half.
Even Sakala was more positive in the second half. Everything about the team was better. I don't know, obviously once it goes 3-0, everybody knows, including St Mirren, that the game is over and the pressure goes off, and maybe that relaxed the players. I don't know, it shouldn't really be like that. Ryan made a point in the group chat that if that was a must-win game, we probably don't play like that, being more direct, being more forward passing, especially in that second half. It's what we all want to see Rangers doing. And then we were treated to an absolute wonder goal. Or just before that, we take off Kemar Roofe after his hat-trick and bring on Diallo. Diallo is a massive no for me. I just don't think he's got it. He missed a really good chance that he should really do better with. It's quite hard from where we're sitting with it on the end of the pitch, so it's hard to see for sure. But one in particular, when he gets the ball played to him from Sakala, he decides to take a touch before hitting it and he puts it wide. He has to score that. He really has to score that, in my opinion. But then we were treated to an absolute wonder goal by Mr. Joe Aribo. You can see this from the other end of the park, that is for sure. Takes his touch inside, the most typical of Joe Aribo goals, and by typical I mean an absolute worldie. It was a great way to seal the victory for us, and from then there on in, Rangers were dominant and really controlled the game. A wee bit of, I don't know, panicky moments at the back again towards the end of the game, but nothing really to write home about. They probably should score when Goldson goes off for a wee knock. I think that hammer throw on Main puts a ball over the bar that he should score, but Rangers again thoroughly deserved the win, and a very good win. Ali, it's been a while since you've been able to praise Joe, mate, but you can praise him for that goal.
That's what Joe Aribo's all about, that goal. How many times have you seen him go on that left foot and curl it in the top bin? That was an outstanding goal by Joe Aribo, and it's what he's got. I think Tommy said he's got it in his locker. Joe Aribo needs to show it. First half he didn't show it, but a lot of players didn't. Second half he came out, and that's what Joe Aribo I rave about most weeks in the podcast, and I hope Joe Aribo takes that form into the next 2 games, because the next 2 games are critical for us. But that goal in particular for Joe Aribo was sublime. And I watched it back on my phone when I got in the car, even better watching it on that. But brilliant for Joe Aribo.
Yeah, quickly, mate, your man of the match.
The obvious one is Kemar Roofe, because he scored the hat-trick. I'm going to give it to Borna Barisic. I thought Borna Barisic was outstanding the second half, up and down. At one point, Karen, we've seen him busting to get a ball. I've never seen him run that fast, Barisic, to be honest. Got on the end of it. Some of his balls slipped down the side to Sakala, I thought were outstanding. So I know Kemar Roofe is the obvious one to give it to, and he probably deserves to get man of the match. I'd imagine Sky gave it to him, but for me, Borna Barisic, out the cold, into the day, I thought he was outstanding in the second half.
Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. I will give it to Kemar Roofe just for his hat-trick. He thoroughly deserved his hat-trick, and he was definitely the best player in the first half. Maybe not the best in the second, but he did seal his hat-trick, and yeah, a much more enjoyable Sunday afternoon than I thought it was going to be, that's for sure. And thankfully I can bring you a wee bit more of a positive podcast. So that'll do us. We will be back on Tuesday. We'll break this down a wee bit more. There's probably a few questions that need to be asked regarding why we're performing like this now, etc. All that usual stuff will creep up. A massive shout out to my chauffeur and the man for my ticket, Dardo. Thank you very much, Darren. And yes, we'll say we'll be back on Tuesday with a Club Deck Corner. So as always, please do like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, that would be great, and I'll speak to you on Tuesday. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Cheers everyone.